Welcome back to up 1 minute. I got to clear the camera a little bit. There we go. But welcome back to episode 175, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Started off with North Star Commuter Rail, Brightline. It kind of sad what happened to them. You know, the crap that happened should have never happened. Am I right?
Right, absolutely right.
And happening tonight. Apology. I did not pull. Oh, Dimitri. He is. He have not. I did not pull out.
Oh.
Like,
right.
But hopefully he started his live stream soon. He might do it tomorrow, but you know, gotta keep to the schedule, you know. But
all right.
but let me bring this
have
up.
you seen? I've heard some news that two ambassadors got assassinated in Washington D.C.
Not this live stream, bud. Not this live stream. I'm in the workplace.
I see.
Because of that, but let's get to the train stuff, because the North Star, after they went after that, look what they're going after now. I just sent you the article. Like, you see,
Minnesota Republicans, you've got to be effing kidding me.
Please. I called it. I freaking called it. The fact that I knew that they were not going to stop with the commuter rail, they were going to go after the light rail next. And I just found out from a customer who was down here from Minnesota, from the area. I was talking to him about what happened. He worked for the state there, and he said that money is not going to go for the people. Like, reason why they pulled it out, you want to know where the money actually going to?
The money went to, by the way?
The money, because North Star was begging them to move their stuff over to, for they could be able to get more passenger, but the state kept on telling them no. And the money that they needed, they kept on denying it. But that money that they need to get where it's actually going. You're not going to believe this, but I'm not surprised at this. This big automotive, you know?
Come on!
Big automotive. Found out what he told me. I'm not saying his name on here, but 5 automotive makers are planning to build between 38 to 45 car dealerships from where the line used to begin and where the line ended.
You gotta be kidding me.
And he told me, don't be surprised if you see more car dealership if you ever go to that area. Don't be surprised if you see car dealership from where North Star terminated at and where it began at, you know? He said, do not be surprised. And I'm not surprised because, look, most of that money is not even going to where it needed to go. Am I right?
You're absolutely right.
And the fact that they're going after the light rail now, it proved that they're not going to stop until they dismantle the transit system in Minnesota to get people to buy more cars.
There we go. They're going to have a monopoly over transit. That's what they're looking for.
Oh yeah, they're big automotive. They're trying to destroy the transit system in cities. They're trying to get people to buy more cars. They figured if they can destroy walkability, transit, accessibility, they can get people into their automobiles. Real dirty, am I right?
Yeah, it's real dirty. That's a dirty business.
And they've been doing it since the 1920s. The fact is that I called this, and the fact that the North Star Commuter Rail is no longer in service, they're going after the light rail. I'm not surprised at that. That I'm not surprised. My thing is, if we want to stop this stuff, my advice is follow the money. Follow the money and say, look, if you're going to go against and deny the commuter rail and try to get rid of it, we're going to find out if you have connecting to big automotive. If you do, you're going to jail. You know?
Yeah.
That what we need to start doing, because I don't know how in the hell this is not illegal when it should be, you know? And the fact is, and I'm gonna bring it up. Happening to, yeah, his live stream might happen tomorrow.
Oh.
But it's pretty bad. Also, look like the anti-rail idiots in Maine are still at it. Because I got another article I'm about to send you. You might want to read this. And it was from Grand Trunk. Because this is another one, and I don't know how they are doing it, you know? But
You know what's funny enough? I mean, Minnesota is a Democratic state. And they're killing... They're killing 3 commuter rail systems? It doesn't make any sense. I know it's a Republican proposal, but how the heck are they going... Is that going to pass through the House and pass through the Senate? And probably the governor should need to weigh in this as well.
I have a bad feeling it might, because look, North Star commuter rail no longer exists. After last week, it was done. You know?
I see.
But thing is that I was not surprised at it. I knew when they got rid of this, they were going to go after the light rail next. They're going to try to replace it with crappy buses. That I guarantee. They're going to replace it with buses. And then instead of doing 30-minute to 15-minute service, we're just saying, oh, we're going to do it hourly. So you help you are pacing up or buy a car. But am I right?
And you know what's worse? I was watching a video about Road Guide Rob. I think he went to Minneapolis, and in that city, they're actually building a BRT system.
Yep.
Which is stupid.
Heck, we're having the same problem here in Charleston, you know? Like, in here, funny thing.
The reason why here's the excuse of building the BRT system. The reason why they are building a BRT system is that there aren't any companies out there that can supply rail. Also, there are workers that there aren't many workers in the rail industry, and more workers in the bus industry. That's what's going on. It's much more cheaper to build a BRT than it is to build a light rail system.
It's actually not true. The kicker is that buses are only cheaper up front. They're more expensive in the long run. But that's something that people need to understand. We pay more money up front building a commuter rail and then saving more money in the long run.
They usually think about short-term solutions they're just trying to... Yeah, short-term solutions to in long-term problems. They're causing long-term problems with short-term solutions. It's gonna work in a little bit, but when the population explodes, and then you have people coming out, when the city expands, it's going to clog the entire system.
Brightline, you want to know why this is happening? Modi BRT, the big automotive maker, paid them to do this stuff. If I was smart enough, I would put an investigator in Minneapolis and St. Paul right now and tell them, look, investigate the people going against it, because I guarantee see the big automotive makers have connection because they're approved. You know, you done found it before, am I right? Like,
Yeah.
you remember a couple of weeks ago when we were talking on my, not last week live stream, but the one on National Train Day when we found that anti-rail bill
Yeah.
and we looked at it.
Yeah.
Thing is, and it's
Yeah.
something that people are not thinking about, but yes, our transit system is under attack. Yes, it is under attack by anti-rail people and big automotive. Big automotive
I
is doing this.
think we need to primary the ones that are actually into this type of stuff.
What we need to do is we need to find the people who have connected with big automotive and find if they are part of any bill. The moment we start doing that, we start leaking it, start exposing, saying, look, these bills are not to help you people who think that it's going to benefit y'all. It's not going to benefit y'all. But it's going to benefit big automotive and the car dealership, meaning, yes, you're going to be paying more money because these people are tricking you into getting rid of your light rail and commuter rail for they can get you to buy more of their car to embolden their pockets with more money. Am I right?
Yeah. You know what? In the Dominican Republic, I'm actually seeing their cars on the road. American imported cars. These cars were imported. Those things are massive.
Genesis.
They look like, I don't know. They look like big rigs for some reason. They look bigger than most cars here in the Dominican Republic.
Genesis, you know, funny, some of the cars are built here in South Carolina. Some of them are built here in South Carolina. You get what I'm saying? Oop.
I get what you're saying.
But if you see cars that are built by Volvo, did know they came from the South Carolina automotive plant. But
most of these cars are from Nissan, Ford. Those cars are bigger. I'm talking about those pickup trucks.
Oh, hey, but let's get
Those
to
pickup trucks are huge.
But let's get to our next article talking about Maine, like the rail thing in Maine. Let's talk about this. Like,
Oh yeah.
but you want to go ahead and read it?
Let's talk about Maine then. Right. I'm just going to. Alright. Hold on. Maine legislators kill proposal seeking study of Portland-Orono passenger service. Are you effing kidding me? Now they're killing passenger services.
They're
killing
they're
proposed passenger services.
You want to know why? I actually looked at it after I looked at the article. I did some research. Turns out there is a Greyhound route between that area.
Oh, that makes sense. As a guy who has dealt with this stuff before, well, we have seen a lot of bus drivers and drivers that actually drive those broken down cars here. They protested against public transit systems here in the Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nothing new under the sun to me.
Oh yeah, because I'm not surprised either, but the thing is that it also them, plus there are some, and I just found it out talking to a customer from Maine who live in there. He told me there are car dealerships that are bigger than the ones that we have here in Charleston. Which, it kind of shocking, but not surprising, you know?
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm not surprised at it because Big Automotive been doing stuff like this for years. And my thing is,
I think we need to stop. I think we need to stop the trend of building suburbia.
Oh.
It's ridiculous at this point.
Genesis, did it go on Shocky, but do you know who pays for it? Who funds this?
Who?
Big Automotive.
Oh yeah.
They have
Speaking about suburbia, there is a Florida thing going on that most people want to develop land. The problem is that these developers are developing into areas that they shouldn't be developing.
Oh, swampland. I know.
Yes.
They're doing the same here.
It's ridiculous.
Genesis, they're doing.
It's ridiculous.
I know. You know they're doing the same here in Charleston. You know, doing the same thing here. But let me bring it up. That most of the suburban development with suburbia are funded by Big Automotive. Because one, or they realized it. They realized it long ago. If they wanted to make money, they had to destroy the existing infrastructure like transit and mixed-use development. They had to destroy it and replace it with their own stuff to get people to buy their cars. It's dirty. It is dirty, evil, corrupt, scummy, and then they brainwash everybody into thinking cars are freedom and are the way of the future. Let me be honest, if they was, we would not be having so many problems as we had now. Am I right?
Right.
But yeah. But I also sent you some other articles like that you might want to look at. I think you should read the European Bullet Train, American Bullet Highway, which this is super interesting. I got looked at the article, you know.
Yeah.
You might want to read it.
All right, hold on. I'll be right there. I'm just playing a game right now.
Let me get Railroad Unlimited. Am I right?
No, it's a game that you probably hate. yeah, you're gonna kill me for that one. Okay.
What is
All
it?
right. Jake awards honor railroads with top safety records. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, railway connecting Asheville to East Tennessee reopened 8 months after its lead.
Yep.
That was surprising.
That the Norfolk.
Southern?
Yep, that Norfolk Southern route. So we got a Norfolk Southern article that is not East Palestine.
Oh, finally.
Like, good God, after two. I know. I did wanted to bring up, just in case up involving East Palestine come up later on.
Oh, brother.
Because let me be honest. Let me be honest. It's been 2 years since that train wreck, and everybody's still talking about it. Ugh.
I'm not surprised. I'm definitely not surprised. Opinion: Europe built trains, America built highways, and regret. Yeah, basically that summed everything up.
You want to read the article?
Listen, I do not like to read the New York Times, but there's been facts.
This is based in facts. Based in fact, and the stuff from the Interstate Act. Jack, you remember all that money to build all the highways here in the U.S. and airports, but forcibly taken from the railroad and given to the competition, tax-free. The fact that that actually happened is disgusting in itself.
Yeah, that is scummy.
Like, but you want to go ahead and read the article?
Unfortunately, they want me to subscribe.
Oh God. Well, hopefully it on the Wayback Machine in a couple of days, because Dimitri did sent me a message that he'll be doing his live stream tomorrow, which, really, man? That kind of a big oof right there, you know?
Bond agencies deliver cautionary note on Brightline finances. Oh, brother. Please don't let it. Please don't let that happen. Please don't let Amtrak take over that line, please.
Mm-hmm.
Once they take over that line, you know it's gonna be a downgrade.
Oh, I know. Like, that would be a downgrade. I'm sorry, but I'm going to shit on Amtrak right now. Even though me and Phil are planning to take Amtrak down to Savannah in November.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, our five-year wedding anniversary.
No disrespect to Amtrak, but Amtrak needs to get their shit together.
Yes. Look, the stuff that happened recently was because they don't know how to get their crap together. Heck, it took Brightline to make them realize, oh crap, we are getting our ass whooped by a private company, you know? And we need to pick our asses up. Am I right?
Right.
And the fact is that if Amtrak were doing way better, then yeah, but they're still thin. Also, I got them good news. Got them real good news. The final bit of training on the new Avail Liberty will be done this week, meaning first week of summer might possibly finally be. I'm not sure yet, but we are so close, and it right at the beginning of the summer season. Perfect timing, you know?
It's been long overdue.
5 years. 5 years. Literally. And
I know, it's long overdue. That's why I am saying that.
Like, the fact that it took us 5 freaking years. It's a thing. But, yeah. It's crazy when you did think about that. Like, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Because, look, it took them so long time to get everything together. Like, literally. And hopefully the train sets do work like they said, you know?
Yeah.
Because, one, we need some wins. We need some wins right now.
Yeah, hold on, I'm going to, I'll be right back.
Because it's stuff that been a hard hit. Like, alright, you back, bud?
No, hold on, I just prepared my sandwich.
Why are you finishing preparing the sandwich? The sandwich is already done.
Oh dear Jesus, your sister. You know?
Yeah.
But it is crazy when you did think about it, because we do need some wins. We do need some wins after the last month and a half, you know?
Yeah.
Because let me be honest about it. The anti-rail people, we need to stop them. We need to stop Big Automotive because they're both working together, you know? Because they're doing stuff that should be a, hey, what they're doing and the bills should be red flags, you know? Like, common sense would tell you that it would be a red flag, you know?
Yeah.
Ooh, look like the White Pass have a conductor that will be retiring really soon, you know?
Yeah.
That cool. And it'll be on June 1st. Well, happy retirement to this man, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it is crazy when you did think about it. Oh yeah, people are real angry right now in the railroad community. I'll just say it to anybody in the railroad community. If you're real pissed, and I'm gonna say this. Look at the people who signed the bill. Look at their connection. If they have connected to bus companies, big automotive, big oil, or airlines, you got your fuel right there. So that way, when you have your next community meeting, point that out to them saying, y'all, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Because with them having connection and them patent bills like that would be anti-rail, that would be conflicts right there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Point of conflict, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
And what some people don't realize, yes, if you have connected to oil, big automotive, the airline, and you're signing anti-rail bills to stop rail, that point of conflict, am I right?
Right.
And that stuff should always get shut down, should get called out for it, and should get investigated. Am I right about it, bud?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't think about this, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you did think about it in a way, you start realizing saying, hey, what's happening does not make sense. Them going against it, that should not be a thing. Oh, speaking of that, you're gonna laugh. You remember Banks Rail?
Uh-huh.
Oh boy, let's just say he about to get a downfall. A lot of people who are supporting Brightline are calling it out for his BS lies. So people are not happy with him.
Wow.
Heck, not what he get being a dumb liberal, you know? Dude, this is why I'm not liberal or conservative. Both sides are dumb. Oh, speaking of that, you remember that Amtrak locomotive that they tested in the 1970s?
Yeah.
The one that the X995?
Yep.
Turns out the locomotive is still around. The one that Amtrak tested from Sweden.
Wow.
It's still around, and you're gonna laugh at it, but they repainted it into the Amtrak colors.
That's crazy.
We got the video. It on YouTube. Like,
Wow.
I just sent you the link. Watch this.
No, is that a toaster? No, that's a Swedish meatball.
Yep. Oh, did the video work? Come on. Do I got to go to YouTube to get it to work?
Yo, that's still operating?
Dude,
That's crazy,
did with
man.
the same locomotive that they tested on Amtrak back in the 70s. Same locomotive, and it's still around.
Ah, yes.
Like, I'm actually going to
That
you.
kind of reminds me of those toasters, not gonna lie.
Fucking ad. Like crazy. Like literally, and we got this before GTA 6.
Nothing.
But
where should I go?
it's crazy, ain't it?
It is crazy.
Because Genesis, let me be honest. Everybody did not even realize that locomotive was still around. Everybody thought it got scrapped when they retired it, you know?
Yeah.
But turns out the locomotive Amtrak tested in the 70 for the AEM 7, the toaster, is still around. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
And you know, funny thing, we got it before GTA 6. Do you know?
Yeah.
Ain't that funny?
That is crazy.
Like, thinking about it, it's mind-boggling. You get what I'm saying?
I got what you're saying.
Oof. Like, I know Dimitri will probably talk about this soon, you know? But, you know, thing that really blew my mind? Did imagine... Jeez, your sister needs to quiet it down. I can hear her. Like, alright, Brightline. Did what I'm gonna say. It's funny how with that same locomotive, it's crazy how Switzerland, or not Switzerland, but Sweden have changed so much since that locomotive was tested in the US and when it went back. Crazy, ain't it? Thinking about it, it's crazy. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yep. That's really crazy.
Like how? It's Sweden doing way better with rail infrastructure than the US and road infrastructure. And funny thing is, unlike the US, they don't bodos and F around with people just to get them to buy cars, unlike we do here in the US. You know? It almost like a dead horse at this point, you know? That we destroy transit and all that did to get people to, you know, buy cars. You get what I'm saying? Like, so also we got a Amtrak article with, might want to save this toward the end of the live stream, you know?
Alright.
But we might just go ahead and talk about it. It's talking about where the California, or like the Sunset, not what Sunset, what's again? It's a Surfliner. The route that the Surfliner take from LA to San Diego. You know?
Yeah, hold on. Hold on.
And yet a lot of support.
Being set on latest options to reroute airlines to Del Mar.
Yep. So the iconic train going along the beachfront might not be no more next decade or so, you know? But kind of is sad when you did think about it, you know what I mean? Kind of make me feel sad when you did think about it, but, you know, it will eventually going to happen, you know? It's only a matter of time. Oh, speaking of that, that Alan Fisher have got it even more unhinged, you know? I think it's funny.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Because he complaining about stuff. Also, where are the meme? Oh, Genesis. I'm gonna get you for this.
We just having fun. Come on, you got. Come on. I even showed you mercy and you don't show me no mercy, okay?
Funny thing is, Genesis, you want to know where I found it on? I saw it on a car and I took a photo of it.
Dang.
Oh, by the way, you after you do that, you know?
Come on!
That you. Got you good tonight, didn't I?
Yeah, you got me. You got me good there. You got me good there.
Did not see it coming, didn't you?
No, you did not see me coming. I did not see that coming.
Oh, and by the way, read it meme. Read it meme.
Hold on. I'm busy playing something right here. Alright.
Read.
Backtracking legislation after funding.
That one you.
Yeah. Show this to Amtrak. I'm gonna show this to Amtrak.
Genesis, didn't you like the Kool-Aid Man? You're like the Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah. Well, Amtrak went out hard with the Kool-Aid meme.
Funny thing is,
Oh yeah.
oh, by the way, wait, get what the memes are powered by.
Oh, hold on.
Powered by the dark side.
Powered by the dark side.
That the memes for you. Powered by the dark side. But
Yeah, next time if they do fund Amtrak, they should. I think Amtrak should send that photo to the car companies, just in case.
oh yeah, just in case, because one, I think it's time for them cars to get smashed, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's some car smashing, so I think it's time to, you know, put the cars in a oof, you know?
Yeah.
Because, let me be honest. We all are sick and tired of the car infrastructure, including you, am I right?
Right.
Oh, by the way, here a funny meme that is transit oriented.
America, Japan. Yep.
Am I right?
That meme hits closer to home.
Oh, I know. When you realize it and think about it, it actually makes sense, doesn't it? Like, it did crazy. But also, it does blow my mind when you did think about some of this stuff, you know? Because I've been saying it for years. Car infrastructure have been destroying in this country, you know? What are we gonna do? Build more roads, destroy people's houses, did for a 8-lane interstate, 8-lane highway? What are we going to do? Instead of investing in proper transit, what we should be doing, we literally said, nope, we're not going to invest in proper walkability, mixed-use development, or transitability. What we're going to do is invest in car infrastructure and for all y'all people to drive. Because we want to take your money. Am I right?
Yeah. Right.
Like, it... In that thing, in automotive, big oil and the airlines, and I'm going to bring up, are not doing so good right now because, one, because of the economy. Two, not that many people are wanting to drive or take a flight in a plane. And remotely because our generation, the Gen Zers and the younger millennials who were born in late 90s, or technically not late 90s, but mid 90s, because anybody after 1996 is a Gen Z, or anybody before that is a millennial. You know?
Yep.
And
Yep.
saying is that it's kind of funny how my wife is part of the last generation of the millennials, with her being born in 1995, and I'm in the first 3 years of the Gen Zers. But the kicker is that most of the people who were born in the late 90s, or like the mid 90s, late 90s, and early 2000s, most of them do not want to drive. You know?
Right.
Like, literally. And that thing, like, our generation don't want to be forced into driving cars. We don't want to be forced into traffic because, let me be honest, we are the traffic. Am I right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is one thing I'll bring up. People don't realize this, but when you add one more lane to a road, it does not really work. And the reason why is because, one, it's something that people don't get in their thick skull. Like, literally, can't get it in their thick skull if their life depends on it. I'm talking about the older generation, like the Gen Xer. They said, "Oh, it worked for us." Well, that was because y'all had everything when it was small. But here it's saying, stuff does change. Am I right, Genesis?
You're right.
The fact is, and I'm going to bring this up, and this is what I'm going to bring up is that people need to realize that, look, if you go back almost 50, 90 years ago, like back in the 1920s, through the 30s, even through the 40s, you do not need a car to get around. You can literally take transit, walk, anything. You had so many freaking options. And that's something that people don't realize. You had so many options to get around back then where you did not have to have a car. Like, you did not even needed to worry about buying a car and going into debt. None of that, you know? If you have money and you don't want to drive, you can just get around with no problem. If you have money and you want to drive, you can get around. You had so many options. But people would psyop into believing that cars are some of the best options. No, they ain't. Like, literally, all the car have done, it made it even poorer and poorer, you know? And have destroyed infrastructure. And here, team, car-built cities, and I'm talking about cities that are built around cars or with bodos down to the ground for cars, are not natural. They are not. Am I right? Like,
Right.
and it's something that people don't realize. Like, we literally, in a way, and I'm going to bring it up, we have destroyed so much of our country because of the car. Like, literally, it took them from the late 20s into the early 30s to get people to believe that we do not need to walk on roads. It took them only less than 10 years because of big automotive. It took them less than 5 years for the airline and big automotive to get into the Interstate Commerce Commission to get their rules around to restrict the railroad for they can take their money. Am I right?
Right.
People don't realize it, but all the money that are building the roads and stuff come from the railroads. Am I right? Like,
Yes.
most people don't realize it. The money that they use come from the railroads. And it's something that a lot of people don't understand. Like, in a way, like, literally. And this is the crazy thing. Like, literally, when you did think about it, the money that it used to build the road, interstate, and also airports, it being deliberately taken from the railroad and given to competent and tax-free. They've been doing this since 1956 until now, from millions to billions of dollars. Am I right, Genesis?
Right.
And worse yet is that when the railroad got heavily regulated, because the auto industry and the airlines realized that the ICC doesn't govern them, but only govern the railroads, they started restricting the hell out of the rail industry. That way they cannot compete with road or air. And 1956, there's a reason why I bring up 1956, the Interstate Act. If people start realizing how bad that bill really was, they would have said no to it if people had realized it. Am I right?
Right.
And the fact is that that bill made mixed-use development illegal, and we just now got mixed-use development back in the last 5 to 10 years. You know, we're just getting it back. Worse yet is that the railroads are still regulated. I'm going to tell you this. If we deregulate the railroads today, and I mean deregulate them, you would see an explosion in commuter rail, short line railroad, regional, and new class 1s. You would see all of that coming up. The problem is that big automotive and the airline, they don't want that happening. Am I right, Genesis?
Right.
Because they know, and the thing I'm going to bring up, they know what they're doing. And it pisses me off knowing this, you know?
Yeah.
Because one, look at the world. You got like Indonesia, they got a high-speed rail system now. Morocco in Africa have high-speed rail. Ton of other country in the Middle East got high-speed rail. Europe, China. So what gives? I will give you the answer. Big automotive and the airline, they got a monopoly here in the U.S. They had one since the 50s. And they realized it before the 50s in the 20s. It took them 30 years to enact their plan. Literally to destroy the existing infrastructure. It took them 30 years, not even that, to destroy the existing infrastructure to get people to continuously buy their cars and to take the plane. It took them less than that. It would happen earlier if World War II had never happened, but it would put back for another 10 years, like another 10 to 15 years. Because, let me be honest, they started it in the late 20s and started ramping it up right before the outbreak of World War II. World War II is what slowed it down. Then you have the Korean War II, which also slowed it down. But people don't do their history. When you start looking at all stuff they talks about in history about passenger rail and all that, and when you start looking at history about passenger rail and stuff in Europe and Asia, you start realizing, hey, something ain't adding up here. Because what happened in the U.S. should be happening in the other country too. And funny thing is that the excuse I hear the most, and the excuse I hear the most from my own people here in the U.S. saying, oh, it's because people in Europe and Asia are poor and they don't have money to buy a car and they take trains. That actually is a complete BS lie. My wife's home country, the Philippines, you can rent an apartment for $20 a month. $20 fucking dollars a month in the Philippines. My wife's home country. And in Europe, you get around 6 to 8 weeks of vacation a year, and it by law. By law, meaning they cannot control how much you get. And you get a year to 2 year of maternity leave if you have a kid. And they don't talk about that. Reason why? Because here in the U.S., people start realizing that a lot of these big corporations will be technically history. Am I right, Genesis?
You're absolutely right.
Like, I just did spoke on how I feel. And also, I'm going to bring it up for people who have not been keeping track. For people who have not been witnessing for over a month, how I've been talking about that one accident that happened in New York. If y'all heard about the helicopter crash that happened in New York City, where that helicopter crashed into the Hudson River, just know that was no accident. It would not.
Yeah, that was no accident.
And reason why me, Brightline right here, and our friend Dimitri talked about it on all our live streams. And reason why I'm saying it and not an accident, because there was one person on that helicopter that was super important if you do your history. Or not your history, but do your research. And that was the husband of the family. The husband was the CEO of Siemens Mobility Rail Division in Italy. Or technically Spain, but he was the CEO of the rail division. And did think about it. Big oil and the airline and automobiles are not doing good for the last 2 to 3 years because our generation don't want to drive. But trains are actually exploding in popularity again here in the U.S. with it terrifying them. So get what they do. They took out the people who build the train. They took out their CEO. Am I right, Demi? Or am I right, Genesis?
Yep.
And did think about it. And they're going to cover it up, saying, oh, it was a freak accident and a hairline fracture in the helicopter blades. No, if there was a hairline fracture right in the area where that helicopter split apart, those blades, they would not be spinning. They would have just shattered, you know? They would have just shattered if there was a hairline fracture, which
Yep.
I'm calling it. They're probably going to say the hairline fracture or something that have not been maintained, when in reality it was a little bomb that was planted, you know? I would not be surprised, you know? It did happen over a month ago, and they're trying to cover it up.
Yep.
But I think it's time for us to get to the news, you know?
Hold on.
Ooh.
Just as I think it's not. I think it could be time. Hold on. We have only like 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 to 15 minutes. We could get it done in 10 to 15 minutes.
Alright.
But
Right, here we go.
But it's crazy, am I right?
Hold on. Right, let's do this. Let's start with the well, let's start with CSX.
CX Expert. Alright, let's get to them.
Well, I kind of like them.
Yeah, CXX been doing good. It did that they had a little oopsie with one of their heritage unit. Do you remember what I told you about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of sucked. But, you know,
Alright,
accident happens.
Joe Hinrichs honored with Thompson S. Baker Award by Junior Achievement of North Florida.
That name sounds very familiar here in Charleston. Oh, I know why. I know why they own the car dealerships here in Charleston.
The Thompson Baker? Oh, Joe Hinrichs, right?
Yep, Jen Hendrick. Like Jen Hendrick is a name synonymous with the car dealerships here in Charleston.
Oh, that's crazy.
Never knew that, didn't you?
Yeah, I see.
Like Jen Hendrick Ford, Jen Hendrick Chevrolet. Never knew that, didn't you?
That's a familiar. I never.
Kind of the.
Yeah, there are a lot of car dealerships that are in my area. For example, in near 441, there is a Ford dealership.
Mm-hmm. But.
And probably a Toyota. There's a lot of Toyota, Ford, or.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta search for that.
You know.
I'm heading to Google.
You know, funny thing, when you did think about it and start realizing it, most of the car dealership down here in the South are owned by him. You know.
Yeah.
Then we have March and Chevrolet, March and Ford. I know.
All right, let's get back to trains. Okay, CSX. Okay, yeah. Railroad crossings in Catoosa repair work June 1 to 7. They're going to start repairing that thing by June 1st and end it by June 7th. That's going to take 7 days.
Oh, not bad. That's normally how it normally takes.
Yeah, not bad. CSX closed eastbound Route 10 in Chesterfield for railroad crossing repairs.
That's another good thing.
CSX CEO says industrial projects are growing and then push for domestic manufacturing.
Like that even more proof. You know, funny thing is, it would be a benefit for the mountain division in Maine, you know? For them
CSX
to reactivate it.
CSX railroad crossing closure set for early June as repairs begin. Hendricks urges CSX employees to help the railroad recover from congestion.
That's something to think about.
Yeah. All right. Let's go on to Kansas City Southern. Kansas City Southern. CPKC. Okay, non-train news aside, KC current to host inaugural Bill Rising Cup at CPKC Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Wabasha County races for nighttime railway maintenance by CPKC through mid-July. Nighttime railway maintenance? Where did I hear that before?
They only do it in areas that are very heavily congested. They do night service in heavy congested area, and they do other service during the daytime, you know?
That's crazy. CPKC boosts security at U.S.-Mexico border with rail scanner.
Oh,
about time.
About time.
That's good.
That is about time. That needed to happen. CPKC
partnership enhances rail cargo security at U.S.-Mexico border.
All right.
CPKC says the FRA is open to automated and streamlined track and train inspections.
Hopefully that. Hopefully.
All right.
Hopefully that does work. I doubt it will, but I think they just need to stick what really works. Am I right?
Right.
But go ahead and say what you about to say.
I was about to. I mean, it could work. I'm not sure I'm not sure how that's going to translate well.
Yeah.
To maintenance, but.
Yeah, I doubt. I just stick what works.
I'm highly skeptical.
Same with me. Highly skeptical here.
Listen, about CPKC's moves, all of them are visually good. The most of them are pretty good. This one is this one, however, gives me I don't know. not bad vibes, but
East Palestine
Mixed
feeling.
they're like, yeah, meh.
It making you think about East Palestine, doesn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I have to agree on that. I
who
have to
knows?
agree on that.
Who knows? CPKC, good luck.
Good luck.
All right,
on that.
BNSF.
Ooh, let's see what BNSF is up to.
Port of Chilton County sues BNSF Railway for easement access.
NIMBYs, am I right?
Right. They're suing the Great Northern Pacific and Burlington lines, known as BNSF Railway.
I just think that kind of stupid, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Because, you know, that stuff is pretty stupid when you did think about it in a way. You get what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
It crazy, am I right?
Right.
But let me get back to what I was saying about it. But BNSF, they still have to work on their scrub. Heck, I'm still ticked off about Montana Rail and keep it 3 years later.
Mm-hmm.
But, or technically 2 years later. But let's get back to the rail news.
All right. The layoffs hit BNSF tech staff and then restructuring.
Of course, the tech staff, you know.
Yeah.
To be honest, I said good for BNSF for doing that. I hate to say the tech staff are people you should have laid off first, you know?
Yeah. That was long overdue, right?
Yeah, long overdue. I don't support layoffs, but when it comes to stuff like that, yes. That needed to happen, you know? Am I right?
Right.
Because they let her way off, you know, conductor, engineer, track maintenance people, all of that. But keep, you know, the tech side, am I right?
Right.
Kind of stupid in a way when you did think about it.
Yes. Massive BNSF rail project triggers Whitman residents to pursue incorporation.
Huh.
Oh, brother.
Yep.
These are trying to incorporate their city.
Go,
Which is, I'm not sure how that's gonna work out.
go figure, you know? Like to go figure in a way. Am I right?
I think they want their city to be incorporated so they could apply zoning laws. That's what's going on.
Yeah. More suburban wasteland, am I right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like keep the news going because 9 or 10 more minutes, then I'm calling it a night.
Canadian National Railway. They're investing $475 million in Quebec.
Ooh.
Expanding capacity and accelerate growth.
Probably resources. They probably found some good resources there in Quebec, meaning track expansion. Am I right?
Right. So probably Quebec won't be independent anytime soon.
You know that Quebec motto, like, been a running joke for Quebec for the last 100 years. Am I right? Well,
I mean, still, Quebec is still part of Canada, okay?
I know.
I'm sorry for the Quebecans out there, but you are not an independent country. Even if you're recognized in Canadian borders as an independent country, okay? You're still a province of Canada.
Still a province of Canada, but it's a running joke because, you know, everybody think a Canadian at the peace-loving thing, but if you remember the Geneva Codes, you know.
Yeah.
Did the motto of Canadian, did someone said war crime? Am I right?
Right.
It's funny, ain't it?
It's really funny. I mean, can they ain't independent.
probably going to piss off somebody from Quebec out there, but you know who cares?
Hey, who cares? They're Canadian, okay? They're not part of the union. They're not part of the states, okay?
Like, sorry about that. Sorry about that. All right, let's get back to the round new before we start going down that willy-nilly hole.
All right. Canadian National Railway plans to invest $290 million in Saskatchewan to build capacity and power sustainable growth.
Oof.
Okay, Saskatchewan. Okay, not bad.
That not bad. But
Canadian National Railway Company to invest $2.44 billion in 2025 rail expansion.
true. That good.
That's good, really good.
Penty fan are probably going to pick this up into this, you know?
No, CUP is going to pick this up. Cal Unit Productions.
Yep.
Or should I say the Cup Productions? I have to do that cup joke.
Oh my god, Genesis, you made me laugh so hard I just farted.
Oh gosh. Can you spell I-Cup, David?
Sorry. But let's just get to the news before I start really farting up a storm from laughter.
You don't have to spell I-Cup.
I know, don't. You thought I was gonna fall for it, didn't you?
I thought you were gonna fall for it, really.
Dude, oldest trick in the book.
Yeah, that's the only trick in the book. For those who were like 11 years old back in elementary school, you'll know.
Oh yeah, like.
All right. Okay, let's get back to the news. Okay, lawsuit says Union Pacific seeks more than double Metra access fees.
Oh boy, here they go again, trying to screw over a commuter rail. Go figure.
Getting on Metra. Listen, to be honest, Metra is one of the worst commuter rails out there. I'm just saying, okay? Their cars look horrible.
To be honest, it's not their fault, but you know, Chicago itself, the mayor and all that.
Yeah, true.
They don't want to invest the proper money into it, you know, because a big automotive, go figure, because part of the Rust Belt, am I right?
Right.
But they're still making city too, so kind of figures, am I right about that?
Right.
But yeah, let's get on to the more of the news.
All right. Union Pacific's Big Boy 4014 will make 2 whistle stops in Colorado during limited 2025 excursion.
Ooh, dude, that one train I want to go see. I want to catch the Big Boy one of these days, you know.
Yeah. Metro files amended suit in ongoing spat with Union Pacific.
Core, go figure. But yeah.
Union Pacific threatens to impose fee for using Metro lines and then stalled negotiations. Gee, what's with the beef with Metro?
They always had beef. They always had, you know. The beef go back to the 1990s. Like, literally.
Fullerton's Union Pacific Trail project moves forward, an initiative aimed at transforming an unsightly stretch along an old railroad spur into a vibrant community trail has sparked controversy.
Oh,
Oh, brother.
oh boy.
Oh, oh, brother.
If I were Union Pacific, pull out. Pull out. Don't do the trail. Give it to someone who can build a commuter rail line on it. Maybe a small mini pop-up metro? Am I right?
Right.
Because them turning that into a trail, ooh, not a good idea. It's not going to benefit anybody.
They're facing notable delays, fueling frustration in the community. Oh, brother.
Oh, brother. If I were the community, they should have went with a commuter rail line. They should have.
I wouldn't be mad. I won't be mad if they're delaying it. I mean, not sure if they're going to go with this route.
Yeah, but yeah, let's keep the news rolling because we're on a roll tonight.
Yeah. They're asking for phase 2. I mean, the rails they're already stripped down.
Oh, I know. They already stripped the rails down.
Yeah, so
I hate that.
go back.
They're gonna regret it.
Yeah. Last but not least, let's go down to Norfolk Southern.
The butt of jokes again.
Why do I have this feeling that I may encounter another East Palestine article? I'm going to put your bets up, okay?
East Palestine and now are a running joke at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, hold on. Just hold your breath, because we might have the very first East Palestine free article. Norfolk Southern victorious over Cox in Virginia takings case. Huh. Okay, so that's in Virginia.
Huh.
Okay. That's surprised. I'm surprised.
Huh. No,
Norfolk Southern expands the short line interchange improvement program. Oh, that's going to affect all the short line railroads.
in a good way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Norfolk Southern to drop international intermodal service on many U.S. EC routes.
Oof.
Yeah.
That oof right there. To thinking about that not good.
Yeah, not good. Norfolk Southern will rebuild Old Fort Loops, east section of railway east of Asheville.
I know the reason why they're doing that. For future Amtrak service.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because they're out redoing. They're doing the research.
Okay, yeah, Chase.
You can speak.
Norfolk Southern released this statement after train strikes family in Fremont, leaving 3 dead and toddler injured.
Oof.
Ooh.
Send that one to me, frickin'. Send it to the Terminus podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna send this article. That sucks.
Mm.
I love that construction that Norfolk Southern's doing. That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And not a single article about East Palestine has been found.
Oh, thank God. You don't know how annoying that been, you know?
I mean, it's like every single live stream. Google just gave us a break.
Thank God with that. Now, like, get the VRL and Brightline and Amtrak.
Alright, let's go to VRL first. Oh no, wait! We're not done with the freight railroads yet. We're going to Mexico.
Oh, Ferromex, that right.
All right. Okay. They're investigating. FGR is investigating Ferromex for migrants.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That's not. Yeah. So Ferromex is being investigated for migrants. You know, the ones that actually crossed the southern border.
yep. Also,
Okay.
also, Brightline, you remember Duck Dynasty?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. He's dead. Yeah.
he passed away a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I know that.
R.I.P.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
What is Duck Dynasty was known for?
Crazy, funny stuff. A family that run a business building duck calls and all that.
I see. You talk about having some duckies.
But
All right. Union Pacific to ship Ferromex crew swap to U.S. soil at Eagle Pass, Texas.
oop. I think I know the reason why they're doing it that way. You want to know why?
Yeah, we already know why.
To protect the
We already
crews.
know.
To protect the crews, because let's be honest, train crews are right now being targeted by the cartel right now. That's scary, you know.
I think the United States should absolutely send,
U.S. troops down there to take out.
at the border.
Heck,
At the border.
Genesis, it got in so bad down in Mexico, they actually have military people and police riding the train in the intermodal cars while they're moving.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, I seen video of trains moving with police on them, with watching them.
If those cartels touch American soil, you better believe they might be. They're not prepared for what's coming.
Oh yeah.
I mean, listen, the United States is a military power. It have military might.
I know.
And
But let's get back to the trains because we're nearly done.
we're nearly done. Okay, Ferromex is launching some lifesaver related campaigns in Aguascalientes.
Oh, that area. I have a friend who rail fanned that area, who run a YouTube channel, and also another one who have a Facebook group. That area is notorious for people trying to beat the train and getting hit by it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, there are crap load of videos coming out of those areas.
Oh, brother, they actually arrested an employee for human trafficking in Eagle Pass.
Ooh, yikes!
Yeah, they did.
That crazy.
An employee. So they're cartels in the railroads now?
Oh brother.
Wait. Oh, brother.
Dimitri might want to hear
I
this.
think all railroads need to be scrutinized.
I think Dimitri might want to hear this.
Yeah, it's going to be in Spanish. I think Demetrius knows a lot of Spanish, so...
I know, but let's keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going. That's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
As a guy who lives in Latin America, you don't want this to happen. And sometimes, I mean, speaking about illegal crossings, you know that here in the Dominican Republic, Dominicans usually go go on a fishing boat and cross through Puerto Rico territory.
Oh, I know.
It's been happening for years now.
I know, but it's not as bad as it used to be. Plus, y'all are having problem with, people from the border
Haiti.
from...
Yeah, from Haiti.
Yeah, and I know that how y'all are almost like a third world country, and Haiti almost like a third world country with a border. you know?
Yeah, the problem is that we are like 40. There's a lot of 45% of Haitian migrants in the country right now. 45%.
Most of them are refugees because Haiti have collapsed. you know?
And listen, they've been in refugee status in almost for like 15 years now.
Oh, I know, and now it's probably going to be official because Haiti have officially collapsed, you know?
Yeah, the United States has intervened in Haiti multiple times, and another intervention would not work.
I know.
I think they need to call in the big guns. Just nuke the entire place. Just kidding. Just nuke the entire place.
Nah, genocide. Oof. Nope. Not on my plate. Not on my plate.
It sucks, man. It sucks. I'm just kidding. I know it's gonna violate the Geneva Convention, but
I know, crime against humanity.
It's messed up. I don't recommend that.
I know. But let's get back to the train news before we go down that rabbit hole.
yeah. Okay, Via Rail rebrands to also admit high-speed rail pivot.
Wait,
okay.
Did Via Rail really change their name?
Yeah, to Alto.
Otto? Oh my god.
Alto.
Oh my god. Otto.
No, it's Alto. Alto.
So,
like high in Spanish.
meaning,
Oh, white.
so I got Via Rail and no more. I got Via Rail is going to be a fallen flag now.
I don't think so. Well, probably. Yeah.
Because,
it's just a rebranding, so.
but that oof right there, you know.
Yeah. Why did they have to pick a Spanish-speaking word for a brand for something? Like seriously, it's a Spanish word.
One word, liberals.
Yeah. Okay. Via Rail could go on strike. Here's what we know about where things stand. Oh, well.
Oh, well, that we did not see coming.
Via Rail subsidiary paid Quebec marketing firm $330,000 as it pivoted to high-speed rail. Oh, Canadians. You guys are the butt of the jokes in North America.
But a joke in North America when it comes to beat time, but crazy psycho you want to stay away from during wartime.
Yeah. They're the guys that say sorry, okay?
Sorry. Sorry.
They always say sorry for some reason.
I know. But let's keep on going with the trade news.
Okay, Unifor Via Rail members deliver strong strike mandate. Oh, come on.
Tell me about it. Tired of it.
Texas, Africa, and now Vietnam, Kazakhstan takes a freight global Via Rail.
Huh.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, that's not Via Rail related, but...
But it's still related.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's keep it going because we're nearly out of time.
All right, let's go down to Amtrak next.
Mm-hmm.
5 Amtrak employees plead guilty in healthcare fraud scheme.
Whoa.
No.
Whoa.
Oh, no.
What the? Wow, that crazy. That is real crazy.
That's messed up.
Yes, that is. That is messed up. Ooh. Even
I don't know what's going on with these Amtrak employees.
like, what is wrong with?
Oh my gosh, what's going on?
I really don't know.
Yeah, but so they admitted to participate in a healthcare fraud scheme to defraud the real company millions of dollars.
Oof.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. That we gotta share with Demetria tomorrow.
That's robbery right there. It's a robbery.
You'd say that right. You can say that.
Each defendant received thousands of dollars in cash kickbacks from healthcare providers in return for their participation in the scheme, which led Amtrak's health care plan to pay over $11 million in fraudulent claims.
Wow.
Dang.
That is damn.
That is nuts. That's crazy.
Agree.
That Florida man could come up with. Now these guys are these Amtrak. Those 5 Amtrak employees actually put Florida man to shame.
You might want to send it to me before I can send it into Terminate podcast. They might go crazy over this.
I already sent the article. It's right there.
Oh, I see it. Wow.
Damn, that's great. Wow.
I know.
This day month, Amtrak begins East River Tunnel rehab project with serious LIRR impacts on the horizon.
This crazy.
That is crazy.
I'm still baffled and surprised. Do you know?
Yeah. So they're going to begin the East River Tunnel rehab project.
Mm-hmm.
So there are just going to be a lot of serious Long Island Railroad impacts on the horizon. I think Crazy Van should actually take note of this.
Oh.
Those who live in New York, in that region where Long Island service, yeah, there's a lot of serious impacts income for you guys.
Oh, I know. Not gonna be crazy when it did think about it, you know?
Amtrak is ignoring governor pleas not to close NYC Tunnel. How much disruption is expected?
Oh, well, that crazy.
I mean, it's expected. If you're going to build a project, of course there's going to be a lot of disruptions.
Oh yeah, that
I
for sure.
mean, do we rather stop? I think we rather rehabilitate this tunnel and having disruptions rather than not doing it at all.
I know, but keep going because we're on a roll.
Yeah, we're on a roll.
Wow.
All right, let's go, Amtrak. Let's go. All right. Andy Byford tapped to head Amtrak redevelopment plan for Penn Station.
Huh. Not good.
Yeah.
Not real good.
Amtrak built out of 12 million by at least 119 employees. Doctors in fraud scheme. Many still on the job. Report. Holy smokes!
Again from Amtrak?
119 employees.
Ooh, holy crap.
That's so messed up.
Jeez. You probably already sent me that article, didn't you?
Yeah.
Or
Oh, no, this is coming from Fox News.
send it to me.
Holy
Send it.
smokes.
This is crazy.
I thought it was. I didn't know it was bad, but I didn't know it was gonna be that bad.
Oof. Well, the train community gonna be talking about this for a while.
Holy smokes! Yeah. Yeah, did Doge actually did something with those? They did actually. I think this might be Doge related.
Probably is.
Holy smoke!
Probably is.
Oh my gosh, I'm so shocked about this.
Oh, I know.
Okay. Elon Musk's Boring Company is in talks with government over Amtrak project. I don't know. I'm having mixed feelings about this.
Oh, I know. I'm having it too. But
So
yeah.
they're bringing a tunneling company.
If they're bringing a tunnel company, it better to be building the tunnel for Amtrak. That what it going to need to be.
Yeah, they better. U.S. Railroad and I think what I could hear the lunatics screaming over this.
Oh yeah, probably even Alan Fisher.
Yeah.
Ah,
U.S. Railroad Amtrak cutting 450 positions, $100 billion in annual cost.
not surprised.
Yeah. As soon as Elon Musk's Boring Company finishes that project, there's going to be a lot of people that hate Elon Musk, and they're going to try to not ride Amtrak at all.
Oh, probably.
Mark my words.
Probably. Because most liberals don't even have brain cells. You know?
Yeah. Back in the day, back in the 19th century, being a liberal used to be something,
And that,
Being a liberal means to defend property, defend liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what that is a literal definition of being a liberal.
and then look,
Now it's just a label.
and then look what's happening now. Like, to be honest, the liberal back then, see the ones now, they would be horrified.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's keep on going on to train news.
Yeah. More than 100 Amtrak employees involved in fraud. Oh. More than 100. CBS News. More than 100. Yeah, it's 119. Jeez.
Jeez, is it getting worse and worse? And I'm sunburned like crazy. Look at this. Genesis, look at it. Look at it. Look at my chest right here. Look,
Ah, yeah.
do you see the sunburn? My whole face. Look at that.
So how was Memorial Day for you in
Well,
Walmart?
I had to work on it. I had to work in the rain. So, that was no fun.
Yeah, also, I watched some NASCAR as well on Saturday.
My wife probably watched it, but let's get to Bright right now, because I think we already got done with Amtrak.
With public funds banking on its business, Brightline faces bad news from Wall Street.
Oh, God. Probably another lie,
Yeah, probably. Brightline celebrates travel advisors with extended commission incentives.
To be honest, I think they're lying because a lot of these things are mad that Brightline is actually succeeding, and most of them don't want a private company exceeding. A lot of them are probably going to lie about, California high-speed rail when they get done building,
Yeah.
I guarantee it's the same people who are lying about Brightline probably going to be the same people who are saying California high-speed rail working and profiting, you know?
Yeah.
Same people. Guarantee it. But, yeah. And thing is that if they were not profiting, then why in the hell are they building high-speed rail from Las Vegas to LA? Am I right?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, but let's keep the news on.
Brightline just turned its trains and stations into co-working spaces.
Ooh. That's smart.
Yeah. Brightline to reopen Miami Food Hall.
Ooh, that even better. Did imagine how many hungry people are going to be coming in to eat. That going to be a moneymaker, you know?
Florida's Brightline booked 3 million trips in 2024 and lost 500 million. 550 million. What to know?
Good to know, but, you know, what? They're not even losing money. Did think about it, you know? And take about a long time to make a profit, you know? They need to stop thinking about the short-term profit. If I hear anybody else saying, oh, what about the short-term profit? What about the short-term profit? What are we going to do about the short-term profit? You know what? Stick that short-term profit up your butt, is what I'm going to say. Stick it up the butt. Whack it with a baseball bat.
Here's the thing about short-term profits. It works in the short run, but it screws over the investors in the long run.
Bingo. And thing is, we can blame it on Big Automotive back in the day. It's their fault that we're in this situation.
Yeah.
But for people who
1 week left to share. Yeah. Okay.
for people who want short-term profit,
Continue.
we're going to stick you up someone's butthole and then whack you with a baseball bat and see if you can get a home run. Am I right?
Here's the thing. You know why Wall Street is in bad shape right now?
Short-term profit.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, look at the Boeing. You can look no further to the Boeing company.
Oh yeah.
Remember back in the day, the Boeing company was a better company back in the day.
And now
I'm talking about 80s and 90s, way before McDonnell Douglas.
Oh, I know. And then next thing we know, after they built the South Carolina plant, they just started going to crap.
Exactly.
And I've been to the Boeing plant here in my home city. They took a tour of it. Pretty cool seeing them build the plane, but let me be honest, I'm more of a train person. Plus, knowing about the scummy history that the airlines have done, that leave a disgusting aftertaste in your mouth when you did think about it. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I like planes and some stuff. Oh, speaking about planes, someone actually farted on a flight. I don't know which airline was it. I think it was American Airlines.
Oh dear Jesus.
You know, American Airlines now sucks.
Oh yeah.
I haven't even been on that airline yet. I've been hearing people talking about about that airline.
Reason why, because the airlines are going down. They're going downhill. Like, you remember when I was talking about earlier about how that helicopter crashed with no accident and how I'm seeing big oil airline and automotive? They're right now not doing so good. Like what I said earlier. And we need to think of them at the bobcat that been killing your livestock. Think of them at the bobcat that are killing your livestock, and you finally found them and you backed them in a corner with a, pitchfork. And thinking, oh, I can just stab him with the pitchfork. You're dead wrong, because here it's saying, when an animal is backed in the corner and when they're at their most danger, you never know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of people forget that when companies, anybody, companies, countries, industry, when they're backed in the corner and about to go away, wait, they're at their most dangerous, you know?
Right.
That
All right, let's get back to Brightline.
Mm-hmm.
1 week left to share thoughts on potential Brightline station in Tampa.
Ooh, look like Genesis before the end of the year, probably before my birthday. I don't know when, but I guarantee before the end of the year, we're going to hear them saying we're going to start the construction on the Tampa to Orlando section. I think we're going to be hearing about that sooner than later, you know?
You're going to have a lot of talk. We have Tampa talk. We have Tampa station talks before GTA 6.
And also, I'm gonna bring it up. They're now planning the, you know, double tracking of the line that they built, you know?
Yeah.
They're finally talking about it, and they said either toward the end of this summer and when they're going to begin the double track it. Meaning that plus the section from Orlando to Tampa might be electrified.
That's interesting.
And they're going to be using dual mode charger. Which is crazy. But they're real crazy, ain't it? But yeah. Genesis, you still there?
I'm still here.
All right.
Bro, I was ready to go on a flight. Well, not on a flight, literally, but on a flight inside Roblox.
But any more Brightline articles, or was that the last one?
I think that's the last one. This is the last article. Plan Hillsborough asks public to fill out Brightline survey. That's from 2 weeks ago.
Probably going to be sabotaged, you know.
Probably.
Airlines are not doing so good, though. They're probably going to have some of their guys come in and tamper with the survey. I guarantee it.
Shut it down. That's their goal. That's their goal.
Look, the airlines are not doing good right now. Heck, you want to know something? Ever since they started a year and a half ago, when they started operating a train from Miami to Orlando, almost a year and a half ago, because it's been over a year now. Can you believe that?
Here's the thing: flight attendants in American Airlines are admitting that their managers are treating them like crap.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised.
But yeah, but like keep talking about this, is that the airline they're not doing good from Miami to Orlando. The short haul flight from Miami to Orlando, I was talking to people who used to take it. When Brightline started operating, I was talking to a customer who was from Florida. He said when they got it done and he took the train, he said he will never take the plane from Miami to Orlando ever again. He told me he will be taking Brightline from now on.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to know what he told me? He told me that train is 30 minutes faster than the plane. It's literally 30 minutes faster when you did think about it. And I was talking to another guy, and he said when he had to take the plane, it normally took him an hour. It took normally an hour and 30 minutes from Miami to Orlando. You know what I mean? But he got to wait 2 hours in the airport. Am I right?
Absolutely right.
Because when you factor in the 2 hours at the airport, the 1 hour and 30 minutes in the air, the 10 minute getting above and below altitude, when you add all of that up, that already 3 hours and 40 minutes, actually 50 minutes, 3 hours and 50 minutes right there. Then because the drive from Miami to Miami International Airport is about a 35 minute to 40 minute drive. That already 4 hours and 10 minutes. Then from Orlando International Airport to downtown Orlando is about a 15 to 20 minute drive. So That already 4 hours and 30 minutes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And Brightline could do that in less than 2.5 hours. 2.5 to 3 hours. The fact is that this train, even though it's not actual high speed, is faster than the plane, terrifies them.
Mm.
And Dimitri called it out a long time ago, you know?
Yep.
But yeah. But hopefully Dimitri does do his live stream tomorrow, because we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. And Dimitri are probably going to be blown away by some of the stuff we're talking about and going crazy. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, but you probably got to get ready to go to bed, and I got to get ready to start booking an Uber home, you know?
Yeah.
But you have a good night, bud, and I hope everybody enjoyed the live stream. Please like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys. Peace.
See ya.